And we are back with a conversation that I had just mentioned earlier we will be having right now, and that is international money transfer, and to be specific, the KCB international money transfer. And joining me for that is Mr. Mange John. Mr. Mange John is the branch manager, the branch manager Gateway House. That is KCB branch manager Gateway House. And he's here to talk to us about the KCB International Money Transfer. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here to discuss more about this issue of international money transfer. Thank you.
All right, and just for conversations and sake and to just to start off right in this conversation, maybe can we start by defining what international money transfer is?
Okay. Right, that's a good place to start. International money transfer is basically the movement of money or funds between different corners of the world, different jurisdictions, different countries. And if we can go a bit to the history, the need to move money between countries or between individuals in different countries has been there for many years. As early as 1860, Western Union was already doing international money transfer, though in a very, not as efficient as what we do right now. They used to use what is called telegram, but still they used to move money between one country and another. We've come a long way from then. Right now, movement of money is actually real time. Anyone moving money from whichever point in the world, let's assume someone is in UK, transferring money from UK to Kenya is real time. So in a nutshell, international money transfer is the movement of that money between one country to another.
And maybe who is eligible for the KCB's international money transfer service?
Let me answer that question with an illustration. Let's assume we have someone who lives in Kilifi, for example, and he's gotten a job in Saudi Arabia, so he's relocated, and he starts working. Just like many of us, we will want to help out our families. This gentleman, let's assume he's called James, moves to Saudi, gets the job, starts working, but at home he has left his parents. He has left probably a wife, probably children, his siblings. And once he starts working, if he needs to move his money from Saudi to his family in Kilifi, that's where KCB comes in. So the eligibility is actually open to everyone at any corner of the country. So all James needs to do is go to an outlet in Saudi, an outlet that serves probably Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Transfast, and give them instructions that I would want this money to be received by my mother in Kilifi. Her name is so-and-so. And immediately those instructions are inputted on the system for, let's assume, Western Union. The same information is received at KCB, all our 207 branches. And once the eligible person walks to the branch, they are able to get their money. So anyone is eligible, provided you have someone who is sending you money from outside.
I know you've touched a bit on this, on the process of being able to do the money transfer, that is international money transfer. But maybe, are there any documentations that are needed that one should know about for maybe both parties?
So yes, there are. Let me go now to the details. Using our illustration now, James has gone to an outlet in Saudi. What he does is give them the amount of money he wants to transfer, give them his name and the name of the recipient in Kenya. Once he does that, those details are inputted on a system, and we are able to see the details from our side. So when sending, the documents he will need is his identification and then the information of the recipient. Now, this recipient, the same person in Kilifi, will walk into any of our branches. We have a branch in Kilifi. He'll go there. She will go there and present her identification. And There is a reference number that is normally given when someone sends money. So James will have to relay this reference number to the recipient. So the recipient will go with her ID or identification document and the reference number. With those two, we input them in our systems. We're able to verify, and the person is paid. So it's a very simplified process where we've made it so easy based on the fact that most of the money that comes in is needed urgently.
Yeah.
It could be to pay a hospital bill. It could be to pay for education. So we've made it so simple that the person just needs the ID, the reference number, and they get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe just still on that, you know, everything right now has gone digital.
Yes.
You know, maybe how are you including, you know, that digitization also in your transfers? You know, maybe is this something rather you're looking into, or is this already something that has been rolled out?
I think that's a very important question, and as you put it, everything now is becoming digital. The fact that you are not near a branch should not deter you from receiving your money. So what we have done, and we're in the process of testing this, which should be rolled out very soon, is that we've put the money transfer service on our KCB app. So using the KCB app, you will be able to go to that app, select money transfer service, then you'll be able to see the various service providers. We are currently working with Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, and Transfast. So you'll be able to see those. Then depending on whether you're receiving or sending money, you go to whichever partner you would want to use, and from there you get your money. So digitization is actually a big thing for us right now, because we would want to make it even more simpler for the customer, so that you don't really need to go to a branch, you can do it digitally.
Yeah. So it's something you're also looking more into at the moment.
Yes, yes. It's on testing phase, so very soon our customers will actually be able to use our app to be able to receive or even send money.
Maybe what are some of the benefits, you know, of the KCB's international money transfer, and maybe also we can touch on the impact it has on our economy as a country?
Okay. Let me start with the last part, the impact. The central bank statistics we have at the moment is that in September alone, the remittance inflows into Kenya were at $418 million. That in Kenya shillings will be about 54 billion shillings. So the impact of the inflows of money into the country is huge. Several years ago, we used to talk about tourism, we used to talk about agriculture, that's our major source of foreign exchange. But right now, the landscape is different. Inflows have become very integral. So the impact is actually there, because if this money does not reach the recipient quickly enough, then it may not have the value of the impact that it was intended to have. So the importance is quite big, not only for KCB, but for the country. The two major reasons why people send money, from what we've seen, is for upkeep, or for the household, if I can put it that way, or for investment. Now, for upkeep, it would be for school fees. It would be for a medical bill. It could be for the daily expenditure of the family. And this actually constitutes the bigger portion. Then there is the other part where people are sending money for investment. You find that someone is doing constructing their family home, or even investing in treasury bills, bonds, and the likes. So they use the same mode to transfer money here. So the importance of money transfer is actually becoming more and more as we go ahead.
Is there a maximum and minimum amount that one can send at a go?
Okay. The minimum and maximum depends on the service provider, our partners. But even as a country, we have a limit of $10,000 above which there is extra checks that we have to do. So anything above $10,000 you can still receive, but there are extra checks that will go into that, and that's guided by central bank. Yeah.
And the frequency?
No,
Is there
there's
a
no
limit
there's
to
no
the
limit to frequency. Only the amount.
Okay.
But you'll find that someone could be sending even 4 times a month, depending on how they are paid. In most jurisdictions, you find people are paid wages weekly. So at the end of the week, they will want to send. So you find every week there is an amount that they are sending. So the frequency, there is no limit.
All right. And when talking about this, of course, one will need to know just how secure their money is. So how secure are these transfers?
That's a good question. We look at money transfer in 3 ways. The safety of the money, what you've asked, the speed with which the money arrives, and the reliability. Now, as I said, in the 1860s, when money transfer was formalized through Western Union, it used to take a long time for that money to reach where it was going. But with time, technology has kept on improving to an extent that right now, the kind of systems our partners have, the kind of system KCB has, ensures that this money does not get lost. We've not had an incident where actually money transfer has, in essence, gotten lost. And it's basically because of the evolving technology that is there. The only thing that we really emphasize on our customers is to ensure that the reference number that they get, they do not share it. And we spend a lot of time actually educating our customers. And that's even one of the reasons we are here this morning, so that we can enlighten our customers on that. That reference number is key. It's very important not to share it out. Just have it relayed to the person who is going to be receiving the money. So the safety of money is assured because of technology and the verification process that goes through before we release the money.
Yeah, and still on safety, maybe what security measures have been put in place specifically to protect maybe one's personal information, you know, aside from just protecting the money, one's private information?
Okay. It's actually a major issue, data protection. Yeah. It's an issue that we are very conscious about at any transaction that we do. So when someone sends money, that information comes to us and only us. And the staff, us as staff as KCB, have gone through that training on data protection in such a way that we ensure that whatever information comes, that Vivian has received X amount of money, that information is only for Vivian, for me as the employee, and for either the sender or the receiver of the money. So there's a lot of training that goes into that, but also our systems are such that that information is not shared out. That information is well restricted. So whenever you're sending or receiving money, you can be comfortable that nothing will go haywire.
And you know, is one able to maybe track these transfers real time, and how do they go about that?
I mentioned that when the sender sends money, whether he's sending from Kenya outside or outside to Kenya, that information is received more or less real time, which means once the person sends the money, and just to mention, we have countries like Saudi Arabia, US, like UK, Germany, France. Those are the countries where we receive the hugest amount of money to Kenya. So once that person is in that country and remits the money, it's received on our side real time. So the only thing that the recipient needs is the sender to inform him that I have sent the money. And if he receives the information now and walks to a branch now, he'll be able to receive that money immediately. So he does not really need to spend time tracking it. It's real time.
Okay.
Once he receives the message, gets the reference number, he'll be able to receive the money. And the technology, as I said, the way that we are going ahead and putting this on our app, our KCB app, the same will apply. Once the money is transmitted, he'll receive a message, your money has been received. He'll go to the app and he'll be able to access the money.
Okay, so it's real time.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Maybe are there systems that have been put in place maybe to try and counter matters to do with fraud?
Yes. The partners that we have are actually well-known global money transfer partners. And before we get into those agreements with them, there's a lot of due diligence that goes into that. Currently, the money transfer service providers are many. And we could partner with any, but we take our time so that we ensure that whoever we are working with has good what we call AML functionalities, anti-money laundering functionalities, so that when we partner, we are confident that there will be no incidences of frauds, incidences of loss of money. We also continuously do system audits. System audits ensures that our systems have not been hacked, our systems are not, there's nothing amiss within the system. And that's why we can comfortably say that as at the moment, it's a very safe, very secure mode of moving money between the different countries.
Okay. Maybe what challenges would you say you're facing with it? Because everything really must have maybe a challenge or two. So are there challenges that you would love maybe to point out that you're facing, and what you're doing to try and counter the challenges?
Yeah, and any activity that goes on will always have challenges. And one of the challenge we have is what you've mentioned, that at the moment you have to go to a branch to be able to get your money. That for many people becomes a challenge. We've gotten into a point where we would want to do our activities where we are, at the comfort of our homes, offices, wherever we are. So that's a challenge we took up, that our customers are saying, despite the fact that we have 207 branches in Kenya, they want that service here and now. So it's a challenge you've taken up and put it on the app. Another challenge is in certain countries, the bigger money IMT providers, we've not partnered with them yet in certain jurisdictions. And that's another challenge, because the person sending, wherever they are, we would want them to do it comfortably. That in a certain country there could be transfer, which we are not partnering with at the moment. So we are trying as much as possible to get more of these service providers to partner with us. So that's a challenge we've taken up also. So with time, you'll see more and more coming in to partner.
All right. Maybe you can just talk to us about the changes that you've had over the years with the money transfer since you rolled it out rather to date. What are some of the changes that you would just love to point out?
The movement of money transfer is evolving every day. Initially, before we were able to partner with the bigger players, we used to do it on our own, but it used to be within our boundaries. So with time, as more and more Kenyans are moving out, a lot of nurses are going to Germany, a lot of other Kenyans are going to work outside. It actually became very important for us to modify and find a way of serving these customers. So we were able to get on board partners one at a time, Western Union, after some time MoneyGram, after some time RIA, like that. And with time, we've been able to get more and more on board. And as we get more and more on board, it became also important for our systems to be upgraded. So every so often, we kept upgrading our systems. Upgrading to ensure security, upgrading to ensure speed, upgrading to give customers comfort that we are a reliable bank. So the journey has been quite a challenge,
Okay.
but we've been able to take it up and get to where we are.
Okay.
Currently, I think the level of comfort that any sender or receiver has is quite high. That they will not even think twice. I've received money, they'll just walk to KCB, they'll be able to get their money.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation and just getting to tell us more about what the KCB International Money Transfer is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
right. Right now, we have to go to a different engagement, and that is the engagement meeting between the Cabinet Secretary for Information Communication and the Digital Economy and the Technology Service Provider.